Locator update.
Initiate auto-destruct sequence. Auto-destruct in 30 seconds. Auto-destruct in 20 seconds. Auto-destruct in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initiate auto-destruct sequence. Auto-destruct in 30 seconds. Auto-destruct in 20 seconds. Auto-destruct in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Locator update.
Auto destruct in 30 seconds. Auto destruct in 20 seconds. Auto destruct in.
Computer updated.
Auto destruct sequence terminated. Autopilot engaged.